been quite some time since I popped out and made a video, but today I just kind of want to give a bit of an update as to what's going on, because it's been a while and I had a hell of a cliffhanger in that last one. It was just like, yeah, something's wrong with me, but I don't know what. Found out what. I had cancer. Not ideal. Super not ideal. Would not recommend you get cancer. Like, honestly, avoid it if you can. I know it might sound crazy, but dude, it was not a good time. So, starting off, just to give y'all like a timeline of how things worked out for me, because this is a thing that happens to quite a few people. It all kind of started off with me feeling like a lump in my armpit, and I was just like, that's super weird. Why do I have that? Went to a doctor, primary care. He was just like, yeah, that's weird, you shouldn't have that. Let's go to another specialist, and then another specialist, and then we'll have some conversations. And so they had some conversations, and ultimately after like lab work and other stuff, decided, hey man, let's just do a biopsy, because you're not exhibiting any kind of like symptoms. You're lifting and working and doing all the normal stuff still. So, why not take a sample? And so they popped the hood, took some stuff out, and crazy way to describe this. Took some stuff out, sent it off to get tested, and just about everything was looking normal and kind of inconclusive, which not ideal. So from there, the decision was, we're going to need more tissue, and we're going to need to get it tested, and you're going to need to talk to more specialists and probably do some more imaging. We'll see what happens. And so they rip out like a grape or two. I don't know. They put me under for this, so I'm just kind of freeballing it. But they took out, a bunch of me and sent it off to pathology and said, hey man, wait a couple of weeks, we'll get back to you. Hopefully everything's fine. I said, okay, cool. But unfortunately, in those couple of weeks, I couldn't deadlift because I was recovering from said surgery. So like I had to take like a full month and some change break from deadlifting entirely, and I have a wicked surgery scar in my armpit. My armpit modeling career is fried, but it's okay because at least I don't have cancer anymore. But they took out that tissue, and life goes on. Still working, got some time off to recover. It's all good. I'm still training. Once I'd hit like maybe a week and a half post-operation, I was like squatting and benching at least, but bench wasn't feeling quite right. Squat was chill, so it was all good. And since I said life goes on, I was supposed to be handling one of my friends at Southern Regionals, and so I did. I drove out to Dallas, got Airbnb with the boys, hung out, and handled one of my homies. Her meet day went well. She went 8 for 9. It was cool, feeling the vibes, like it was a good time. Get out of the meet, time to go celebrate, let's go eat. And so pull up to this barbecue spot called Hurtado's in Dallas that hit, and I got a phone call. Now, pretty much everything my medical provider has done has been via phone call. Like whenever they want to update me about some stuff, they'll just be like, hey dude, here's what's going on, or hey, can we schedule this appointment? Hey, can you do this? Hey, can you do that? So I get another phone call. I'm like, oh, it's been 2 weeks since they ripped out, more of me. I wonder if this is the call, and this was the call. So had just gotten to the restaurant. I'm still in line, like I don't even know what I'm gonna order yet, and I got a phone call saying, hey, you have cancer, good luck with that. I was just there like, and obviously they didn't say exactly that. It's been a while, so I kind of forgot what they said, but the gist was like, hey dude, you've got cancer. And that dude had like a lime green GT3 RS, like the 991.2. That's sick. Anyway, yeah, so phone call, by the way, you've got cancer, LOL, good luck. I'm like, ugh. So I go back into the restaurant completely stunned. I'm like, hey, Courtney, my friend that I was handling, I just found out I got cancer, and there's like a group of us there who were all kind of like supporting her. So she pulls away from the group. She's just like, what? And then we're just both there like, yeah, dude, cancer. Whoa, that's crazy. And then I got another phone call. And this phone call was expected because the first phone call, they told me I'd get another phone call and just be like, answer it. They'll give you more information on the next steps and all that. And so take that other phone call and head outside. I'm just there like, wow, yeah. So I already got the tough one. Surely the second phone call can't be worse. It was actually delightful. Got on the phone with this woman who herself had actually just beat cancer not too long ago. So, in terms of getting someone who can kind of like help you navigate all the emotions associated with getting some of the worst news you've probably ever gotten, couldn't have had a better person. Fantastic. Cool. We're on the phone for close to 20 minutes. She just kind of started off with like, hey man, you can say anything on here, it's all good, because I'm sure you're both like frustrated and angry and then also like confused, and there's just a lot going on. So it's all good, just let her rip. And I don't know, I wasn't ready to make jokes yet because like, holy shit, but I don't know, it was a solid conversation. I got some information about how I'm going to be like seeing more doctors and going in for another scan and what things could happen after that. But yeah, that was when I found out. It was pretty rough because, then I still have to go back to the table and eat some barbecue after being like, hey guys, I just found out I have cancer. But we did it. Like, the barbecue was still hitting, so I was like, okay, cool. And yeah, no, ended up getting back to the meet because she was competing first session, so second session was still going on, and had some friends competing in that afternoon. So just go back because this is where everyone's hanging out. Like, everybody and their mom, it seemed, from my like immediate powerlifting friend group was out at regionals either, on Thursday through the weekend or Friday through the weekend. And so I just figured, okay, I'll just get everybody back to the meet because there are multiple people who rode with us to go get food, and then I'll just take some time to digest this. And I spent probably like, I don't know, a good chunk of the rest of the afternoon just kind of like in my car or trying to like move around just so that way I can process the news. Saw my good buddy Ash. I've known this man since like before COVID, through powerlifting, of course. And we also share a birthday, fun fact. But saw him, told him about the news, low-key broke down, but I had already had like 2 or 3 breakdowns on my own at that point in the day, so it was whatever. And just kind of like went about things. Like, sure, finding out you have cancer sucks, but when you find out something terrible but you're also surrounded by your friends, it could be much worse. And obviously I don't have any videos from that weekend because I was just like, dude, like, I don't feel like being here whatsoever. But yeah, no, I had my friends all around me, so it could have been way worse. Ended up, calling my girlfriend, calling my parents to be like, hey, here's what's going on. Things are not ideal, but we'll get through it. And yeah, hearing your parents swear is always funny when they don't do that often. And I mean, that's some news that'll definitely make you go like, shit, dude, what the hell? So, and then in the following days, you're just kind of like hanging out with your friends, trying not to tell somebody that you found out that you have cancer right before they compete, but maybe you'll hold the news till right after. And yeah, just get through the days. And so from there, I remember, I think I stayed home a couple of days because like I already have a hybrid job, so it's cool. But delivering news like, hey, I just found out I have cancer, you can get some time to yourself to process. And so I needed that. And lucky I have a pretty supportive job where they were just kind of like, hey, you need to take care of yourself right now. So throughout what was to come, it wasn't necessarily like an issue for me to get to the doctor's appointments and talk with the different specialists to be like, so what's going to happen now? But yeah, found out I had cancer, got back to Houston, and then, God, I feel like there was this one week where I felt like I was going to the doctor just all the damn time, and it was a bit annoying, but you know, you need to talk to these people to get through that tough of a situation. And so, kind of fast forwarding, because talking about doctor's appointments is lame. Like, yeah, I went and I talked and I found out information. I asked questions because, you know, there's things that you need to know and concerns that you need to address. Found out, okay, cool, so we're going to do radiation. That's how we're going to get rid of this. Hopefully should be done by the end of the year. Awesome, hell yeah. And that was in my like final appointment before things kind of kicked off. So went through about a month of radiation, and radiation treatment sucks, I'm not gonna lie. Like, the people that I interacted with, they were super nice, they were delightful, but you know, getting beamed up every weekday is not ideal. You feel terrible, man. And I was feeling pretty terrible, but I was training through the whole thing because, like, at least keep my spirits up, go to the gym, see my friends, try to train. Like, I was squatting and trying to bench, but as a result of the second surgery, I was dealing with this thing called cording, where essentially it felt like there was a cable under tension within my arm, pretty much running from like where the surgery was all the way up to like my hand. And so if I would try to fully like bend it back, I would feel a ton of tension. If my arm was fully extended, I was doing that, it would be game over. And so that kept me from deadlifting, that kept me from doing like a lot of back work, which sucked. But you know, I was still able to go to the gym, so I was like, I can get through this, it'll be fine. And over time, as that kind of relaxed, I would start to kind of see if I could push it a little bit more and almost actively stretch through like getting into some like scapular movement, getting into some rows, getting into some lat pulls, like whatever the case. Oh my God, why are your brights on? It's like 5:30. And yeah, ultimately, like, I'm just really happy that I had the people around me that I did, because I feel like that makes all the difference in getting through something that tough. Whew, 0 out of 10 would not do again, but it's all good. And so I wrapped up treatment, like the actual radiation treatment, October 27th. It was a Monday. Took the day off, got breakfast with my parents and my girlfriend, and that was it. They said, hey, you'll have time to stay home because we want you to stay home for a couple weeks after treatment ends. So I did exactly that. No problem. Tell me to stay home, I will not fight you. And so stayed home for the couple of weeks. Working remote was lovely, but you know, things have changed, so now I'm back in the office, and that's the situation. Like, we've had essentially 2 training blocks with cancer, which feels like a crazy stat to drop, but yeah, and hit a couple of squat PRs and a couple of bench PRs, so like we're still rolling, and also did some failing of bench top sets for fun. But yeah, man, that's the story so far. I think that's where I'm gonna leave it today, because that's essentially everything that's been going on that end. So yeah, hoping to get back into just regular uploads and regular training videos, and not cancer stuff, but maybe more car stuff, because I gotta make sure the camera doesn't fall. Maybe more car stuff, because over these past few months I've definitely been going to more car meets and kind of like enjoying that. But then also, like, now that I got this fun little suction cup mount, I do want to make some cool videos just with my car, maybe, possibly. I thought I would have done that by now. Don't know why I haven't. Anyway, yeah, that's where we're at. Like if you liked it, subscribe if you aren't already. Have a good one.